this is my show, the 12 Year Tempest, and I am co-founder of K-Space Art Studios upstairs in this Crest building where the K-Space Contemporary is. This is where we have the exhibit right now, and I'm here for the 25th anniversary of our beginnings, and it's very exciting. My late husband and I, Eric and I, we created the space for many artists to come together and work together and feed off the energy that comes when you have, more than one person to, inspire you. And the 12 Year Tempest show title has to do with my husband's passing in '08. When two are one, as they say, you become half a person and you have to figure out how to rewire. So this has been my journey trying to figure out who I am again, my new me, the place I'm settling in this time in my life and things like that. So, and then really, it's called the 12 Year Tempest, so it's kind of like a storm within the storms. There's storms within a storm, I say, because it's like a series and then another series. It's multiple series within one show. There has been a whole lot going on in 2020, so it feels like most of this show has come from all of that chaos and storm, more than anything. But it has helped me resolve a lot of things going on in my life that, I ask a lot of questions with my art and contemplate concerns and issues. And so they become my problem-solving solution process. This series right here is called Cognitive Dissonance. And it's about how we look at things in multiple ways to make ourselves comfortable when things are not always matching up. This one, for example, is called Souvenirs. The souvenir shop, the Native Americans being taken from their land, and everything that was theirs, a natural process for them was just uprooted, and they had to start over. And that's kind of how I feel, actually, through this 12 years. But it's just, the play on words is there a lot of symbolism for conceptual, questioning and, concerns in life. This one is American roulette, for example, and it is sort of the American flag, kind of play on that with stripes reversed and things like that. A lot of flames and fire kind of look to it, loosely conceptual. And masked figures, that sort of concept of what's going on with COVID and things like that. This one right here, I'm just going to go ahead and say I have a lot of political work. This one is called Tower of Power, the Keepers of the Bootstraps. And it kind of goes through the story of our United States and our building of our country and what things have been happening to make that happen. And where we are today hasn't changed much from some of those things that our country has gone through, people's struggles and diversity of cultures and obvious little things like that you can kind of see through the symbolism. Now, I'm going to go around to some more work here. Some of these works are very personal connections of struggles, and then some are more about what's going on in our culture and society and politics and things like that. These right here, Chrysalis Crucified, Redneck Ties. From my Christian background and upbringing, I feel like the world has always been about male and mostly white and mostly conservative or religious structure that is dominant. And as a female, that's a little bit of a challenge. Throughout my life, I remember being a child thinking, why can't I do this or that? Or how come they don't let me sit and listen to these conversations when I'd rather do, something else that the guys are doing and things like that. So it's always been sort of a concept. And I went to ACU, Abilene Christian, and so that's sort of the Coliseum is in there from that place. And that had a big impact on me in my early adult life, trying to figure out where I fit in and who I can be that's authentic, fitting into these sort of things. So it's sort of like an alien spaceship in a way, this Coliseum, and then just the female, the crucifix type mix of the female. It's us that is being sacrificed in who we truly are for fitting in with the white power, red tie power structure, so of the males. So, and then this one here, I play on words a lot, and I use a lot of fun, I guess, personal symbolism. And a young boy that I keep is autistic, and he has brought so much joy to me. And I'm going to bring up the joy bubbles now because this goes throughout my work. I call them joy bubbles because they're just, they're bright, they're colorful. It's what we all search for is joy in life, and trying to keep the balance. He gave me a whole lot of that, just finding the reality of it's out there. You find it in the simple things, and I just sort of rediscovered the joy of life through keeping this boy. And his name is John, but I used to call him Juanito, and I would say things in Spanish and he'd get them mixed up. So I call him Saint Juanito Patriste. So that is where this comes from. But he injected me with that life excitement for looking for joy in the simple things. As far as the rest of the pieces here, the joy bubbles continue, like I said, throughout my work. The boot of the power tower is stepping all over the joy bubbles. There's joy hoarding, there's joy gathering, there's scarcity. Some of these landscapes and these few here are bleak landscapes. They're like a dystopian world. That struggle when there's plenty. I would say it's kind of like the Native American landscape of teepees, only it might be reversed with the absence of the joy. And stacks of hoarded joy, like in this one here. And then people gathering and trying to get them. The scarcity and the hoarding and the balance and imbalance of those two things happening all the time. So these three here and the one I just referred to are called Indignation Domicile series. And so that deals with another play on words, indignance and indigenous nation, those types of things. We're talking about joy being taken away, joy being caged, joy being searched for and plentiful, but not being able to be captured, and that constant struggle. These right here are personal ones that have to do with me being in a band with my current relationship and learning keyboards, and it was a struggle trying to fit into something new and different. There was a challenge, and it was a different code, and I had to decode things, and so it's kind of another, like, being pulled into another lifestyle that was new and different, that I had to find my place and fit and things like that. So some of that comes from there. Heartbeat heard at a higher frequency is what this one is called. So it's a speaker box and the bird, the mechanical type, the not free natural bird, but the awkward connecting with current modern, contemporary type life that I'm finding myself in. Part of my process has to do with these prints here. These are all from my sketchbook, and I had them printed large so that they were the piece of art rather than me having to redo sketches that I've already done because they were the natural process. And the sketches are the life of that work and that message, and I wanted to just capture that in that moment rather than having to redo a painting of them. So I had them printed. They're really nicely done, and it has that raw energy there that I like to bring out in my work. And this piece here, yes, this has to do with like everything 2020. So this one is called The Greatest Shit Show on Earth. It has the current outgoing president in it. And you might want to be able to view this in detail to see all the symbolic messages and meanings in it, but it's loaded. Like 2020 was loaded, this is loaded with detail and lots of information. So, and I feel so excited about K-Space turning 25. Michelle Smith runs the gallery here, and she's been an amazing impact on us through these 25 years, bringing us to where we are. And K-Space Contemporary is an amazing constantly growing, just getting bigger than life entity that is just an amazing jewel. That it's a place to be discovered if you haven't seen it. So please, I hope we'll bring some people in to see this amazing event of 25 years of this ongoing amazing jewel that we have here in Corpus Christi. So proud to be a part of it.